Good morning and thanks for watching Times News with me, Tabby Kamangala Munifumba. First, the headlines. President Chakwera shares his frustrations over hate speeches bordering on the death of late Chilima and 8 others. UTM feels vindicated with Tourism Minister Vera Kamtugule's defection to Malawi Congress Party. And another news, court sets August 6th for its ruling on an application to nullify MCP resolution barring new members from contesting. We have these and many other stories. Please. President Lazarus Chakwera says some people are forcing him to speak what he doesn't know about the cause of the plane crash that happened in Mzimba in June this year. This is a tragic accident that killed his former vice president, Saulos Chilima, and 8 others. From Zuzu, Sam Kalimir reports.
Chakwera says he has chosen not to respond to all sorts of attacks in relation to the death of late Chilima. He was speaking to the chiefs from Chitipa, Karonga, Rumpi and Nkatabe districts that came to console him at Mzuzu State Lodge on Wednesday. The Malawi leader stressed only God knows what caused the plane crash. Speaking on behalf of the chiefs, Paramount Chief Kyungu said it is unfortunate that some Malawians are using hate speeches on the Chilima death that could trigger violence.
We are saying he should continue not responding to insults. He should not indulge himself in unnecessary attacks of any leader who is negatively insulting the president. What is important as Malawians, we must know, you can only have one president at a time. And we have Lazarus Chakwera. He deserves our love, our respect, and our togetherness for him to continue focusing on developing our country.
In his remarks, Minister of Defense, who is also Malawi Congress Party Deputy President Harem Kandavire, said Chakwera already told MCP members not to respond to such hate speeches. Chakwera is in the northern region for official duties.
UTM party claims it is finally vindicated that Tourism Minister Vera Kamtugule has all along been a Malawi Congress Party member. This follows Kamtugule's decision of dumping UTM, whose former leader Saulos Chilima died in a plane crash in June this year. Pempera Malimba reports.
Weeks ago, Kamtugule vowed never to resign from her cabinet position after UTM had withdrawn its membership from the Tonsi Alliance. And Wednesday morning, she announced her joining of the Malawi Congress Party at its headquarters in Lilongwe. She argues her decision was after thorough consultations and aims to help President Lazarus Chakwera win next year's presidential polls.
I think it was deep thinking. It's not a decision that I've made in a day or in a week. It has been a decision that I've been thinking about. I've been consulting, praying about it, but also speaking to people that advise me and all of that. And for me to reach to this decision, you should know that it was a 360 decision that I've taken a lot of time and a lot of prayer investing therein to ensure that we are here.
MCP Secretary General Elson Hoankaka says the arrival of new members confirms the party's growing popularity.
Yes, very true. Just yesterday, we were receiving into the party the Deputy Director of Legal Affairs in DPP, Council Oscar Towell. Days before that, we received a councillor in Salima who won on DPP ticket, and there are many more that we've received. So yes, more people we have received and more people are yet to join.
However, UTM Secretary General Patricia Kaliati says the move is a vindication that Kamtugule has always been a member of the MCP.
It's just a verification to verify to you that is MCP.
On the other hand, political and governance analyst George Chaima thinks Kamtugule's departure is not surprising with the state affairs in UTM. Chaima fears the party risks losing many people if it can't address the prevailing divisions and differences. The past days have seen UTM leader Michael Usi and Kariati exchanging verbal attacks in public. UTM, MCP and other 7 political parties joined forces in the first presidential polls in June 2020 to send Peter Mutharika and his DPP packing.
Still in politics, no one will be barred from contesting at the People's Development Party PDP elective convention scheduled for September 13th and 14th this year. The party's interim Secretary General Simeon Piri disclosed this at a media briefing in Lilongwe, marking the official campaign period for contestants. Kathy Maulidi reports.
According to Msonko, anyone is allowed to contest on any position at the convention, and nomination papers can now be collected at PDP offices in all regions. Those wanting to contest on the position of the president, the nomination fee is at 1.5 million kwacha, and the vice president's position has a fee of 1.3 million kwacha.
If you are to look at our fees, you agree with me that we are the lowest. I'm sure without necessarily talking about other political parties, but you have seen how other political parties are coming up with their fees. If you're talking about the position of president, people being asked to pay 1.5 million, that's the lowest we could have done.
The convention is expected to take place in Blantyre.
Some angry vendors in minibus touts turned violent when senior Blantyre city officials toured their business operation areas on Wednesday. They mistakenly thought the city's mayor Joseph Magwinja and his deputy Isaac Osman were in town to evict them. Roland Impasa was there and filed this report, read by Elvis Hoa.
The mob, chanting slogans and displaying aggressive behavior, created a tense atmosphere that forced the mayor and his team to seek safety and prematurely end their tour. Speaking after the incident, the mayor expressed his dismay at the turn of events, but reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring the safety and prosperity of Blantyre.
We are going to engage them. We are engaging them. They will come. I know since they saw us with policemen and the other people, they thought we are there to chase them, but it was not a day for us to chase them. For politics, no. The way I am now, I'm a city father. There's no politics. Our aim was to visit them, to tell them what to do, to hear their challenges, and most especially the issue of congestion. You know, we have got James Road, which starts from railways all the way to the Limbe River. There's a portion between Limbe River and Odi Limbe Road. That stretch, we need to do it.
Southwest Region Police Commissioner Noah Gaida, who was part of the tour, said the entourage provided a chance to strengthen collaboration between law enforcement and city authorities to formulate bylaws that will help in maintaining law and order.
We were part of the entourage, and the whole reason was that we also have got our issues as police that we wanted to present to the mayor. City authorities are the ones that make policies for the city, and we as law enforcement, we enforce policies, directives that have been made by the city, by laws that have been made by the city.
The officials had embarked on an inspection of Blantyre and Limbe's CBDs to assess the state of affairs, engage with local business owners, and address arising concerns of crime and urban decay.
The relentless push for the 50-50 gender representation in Malawi Parliament needs about 2 billion kwacha ahead of next year's elections. NGO Gender Coordination Network says this will ensure that more women are in decision-making positions in politics and other key areas. Oezigosi with the report.
Addressing the press on Wednesday in Lilongwe, NGO GCN chairperson Maggie Katwera Banda says that gender equality in political parties and governance institutions is crucial for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and for overall development. She says women need to be empowered if the country is to achieve 50-50 campaign.
I'm calling upon other donors like Royal Norwegian Embassy, the Irish Aid, all those development partners that are interested in issues of women's rights, in issues of gender. We need your support. We need support in terms of training the women. We need support in terms of raising awareness to the voters on the importance of voting for women. We need resources in terms of supporting women to put up effective campaigns. So we need a lot of money for us to be able to effectively deliver on the mandate that we have as NGO Gender Coalition Network.
Secharara Executive Director Michael Kayatsa supported the call by the network. From June 4 to June 9, 2024, NGO GCN engaged major political parties including AFORD, DPP, MCP, PP, UDF, and UTM to understand and encourage mechanisms that inspire women to vie for positions and ensure equal representation in accordance with the Malawi Gender Equality Act.
You're watching the news on Times TV. We'll be back with more after this break.
Back with the latest lineup from Betway. Betway's front three starts strong with cash out and sweat bet. Plus, you can boost your sports bet with Win Boost.
Pam pick up any penny. Pali freebie Friday. Smart Pigs. View the bait. Omwe atamanga ngataka fulu.
They've also got their back to Odds Boost and Betway Stars. You always get way more with Betway.
Kondo, yama kocha
It's going to be the most extraordinarily emotional moment.
She certainly has everyone's attention. She's made a slow start here.
She came out ready to go.
She's got the world record and she has the world too.
This Olympics, we're celebrating the gold in all of us. Stay connected to GoTV to watch our athletes go for gold in the Paris 2024 Olympics. Only on Supersport. GoTV. Love it.
You have all your MASM information in one place. With the MASM mobile app, all MASM members register on the MASM mobile app. Download the app from Apple Store or Google Play Store. Install and open. Click register to register. Enter your membership number. The default membership number has 9 digits. If you don't succeed, try 11 digits. Choose your name, password, and OTP destination. Remember, when adding your mobile number, 265, not plus 265. You can also register with your email address easily and keep updated with your MASM account right in the palm of your hand. For more information, email info@masm.mw or visit www.masm.mw.
Judge Howard Pemba will on 6th August this year rule on an application to nullify an MCP resolution that bars new members from contesting at the party's convention. The ruling shall come 2 days before the party's convention on 8th August. Claimant Eddie Banda dragged the party to court in a matter of extreme urgency. Through his lawyer, Kumbo Soko, Banda argues the resolution is unconstitutional and exceeds the powers of the party's National Executive Committee. He speaks to Kathy Maulidi.
The convention doesn't start until the 8th, so that will give us about 2 days to, make sense of what the court will say. I think it's plenty of time. I'm sure that MCP is a law-abiding party. If the judgment is in our favor, I'm sure that they'll find ways of, complying with it.
But MCP's lawyer, Abison Chidugula, dismisses Banda's argument, saying he's not the party member.
The claimant, Mr. Eddie Banda, is not a member of the Malawi Congress Party. So in terms of the law that is there, a member of the Malawi Congress Party is supposed to be, should have his name or her name in the register of members. So the MCP was able to show that at Natenje area, where the claimant claims that he ordinarily resides at, his name does not appear in the register of members at Natenje area.
Agriculture Minister Sam Kawale has tipped this year's Affordable Inputs Program AIP beneficiaries to also apply manure in their fields to maximize maize production. He was speaking in Lilongwe during a civil society organization's dialogue on AIP and Mega Farms initiatives organized by Oxfam and Civil Society Agriculture Network. Dawanga Sabola reports.
According to Kawale, the degraded nature of Malawi's soils has resulted in poor productivity despite massive investments by government in subsidized fertilizer.
Our soil is poor. We've pumped in a lot of money in fertilizer commercially and subsidies, but the production has still been 2 tons a hectare, 3 tons a hectare, simply because our soil doesn't have the organic matter that needs to help the crops to grow. At the same time, the pH levels are crazy. We need to control the pH levels. So first of all, before a farmer has access to fertilizer, commercially or even a subsidy, they need to make sure that firstly they control the pH level of their soil.
Oxfam Country Director for Malawi, Ringalireni Mihoa, said they organized the meeting to have a deeper understanding of reforms in the AIP.
Our biggest offer is the space. It's also the knowledge, because we have got think tanks like Mwapata. We also have other institutions like the CISANET that were able to make a paper. And also, I think one of the key issues is our offer around the coordination, because when we go on the ground, the common person is not able to distinguish what is a government intervention and the CSO intervention.
This year, government has set aside about 161 billion kwacha for the Farm Input Subsidy Program.
A call has gone out to the government to begin implementing dedicated policies on education technology to genuinely transform the education sector. Civil Society Education Coalition's chairperson, Limbani Sabato, made the appeal during a policy dialogue meeting in Lilongwe. More with Brenda Kyle.
Sabato said the country has good policies that can strengthen the education system, but they are being underrated. He said the government needs to strengthen the education system by ensuring that there are enough resources and teachers in primary and secondary schools which can assist in providing quality education in Malawi.
Government has developed policies to support EduTech, because the policies provide a guide for stakeholders like civil society, government and others to be able to invest in EduTech and promote quality education in the country. So we do have these policies, but what is crucial is the implementation of the policies, and this has been a challenge in this country.
Director of Science, Technology and Innovation, the Ministry of Education, Shomola Mikeka, said the Ministry of Education is committed to harnessing the power of science, technology and innovation to drive education forward. He says through the initiative, the government has set up strategies which are focusing on issues of education and technology.
Government considers the importance of education technologies to ensure that we achieve Sustainable Development Goal number 4, education for all, target 4.8.1 by 2030, to ensure that at least everyone else is able to access at the minimum. So policies and strategies are so far around education technologies.
According to Mikeka, the government has set up plans to provide electricity to all schools in Malawi. According to Mikeka, 66% of primary schools and 18% of secondary schools in Malawi have no electricity.
Still on the education front, Livingstonia Synod of the CCAP has once again lamented critical shortage of well-trained early childhood development ECD educators in Malawi. It says the situation is compromising quality of early childhood education. Witness Chibwere has more in this report read by Sam Kalimira.
A report by Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Affairs released in December 2023 shows that out of 49,630 ECD educators Malawi had at that time, only 28% were trained. Speaking after an orientation of ECD educators in Mzuzu on Monday, Synod of Livingstonia ECD Department Executive Director Reverend Edward Kamtuzi said not much has changed in as far increasing the numbers is concerned. Kantunzi said insufficient number of trained ECD educators can lower the number of children who go for ECD education, thereby impact their academic performance in later years.
We interest so much that we send our children to preschools, the private sector, but I think their capacities, most of them don't have the capacity to train, to lead children to reach their developmental potential. So that affects the quality provision of ECD service provision.
One of the trainees, Tandewe Ngwera, said investing in training and professional development for ECD educators is essential as it improves the overall quality of the elementary education. Ngwera said such programs help children develop essential cognitive, social and emotional skills which lay the foundation for lifelong learning and well-being.
If you know those things, you can teach those children properly in the class, and you know how you can group those children in terms of ages and in terms of capacity.
At least 55 preschool directors and preschool teachers were oriented and will go under a fortnight-long training in ECD development beginning July 31st this year.
Employers Consultative Association of Malawi, ECAM, believes huge sums being lost through litigation could be saved if there is better understanding of labor-related issues. ECAM President Anne Javula said this in Blantyre at a workshop on disciplinary processes and no-fault dismissals that mitigate litigation. Javula observed there is a huge outcry by employers on the matter.
The reason why we are here today, it's as in the opening remarks I indicated that there's been a huge outcry from employers on litigation. So I think that's something that's, as ECAM, we thought it wise to come up with this training. The main problem, it seems, there's a gap, an information gap between the practitioners and what happens in the court, especially in relation to the Employment Act or the Labor Relations Act. So that's why we organize this training, so that we could bridge that gap, and then our employers, at least they can be able to save some of the costs that they incur in litigation.
Chairperson of the Industrial Relations Court, Austin Msoya, said employers are now becoming more aware of labor-related issues.
My own sentiment is that in recent years, I think because of the work that ECAM has been doing with a lot of their members, the trend has been shifting, that there are more employers that comply with the law as we stand now than has been the issue before. Of course, there are so many cases that are still coming to the Industrial Relations Court. And I think part of this is the lack of engagement that the stakeholders and role players are supposed to have in the employment relationship. So, for example, the Malawi Congress of Trade Unions, the Ministry of Labor, if there was robust interaction with employees even before they come to the court, I think we would see a reduction in the number of cases that come to court.
FGH Bank has provided 15 million kwacha towards this year's Umthetho Cultural Festival, which is underway in Mzimba and reaches climax on Saturday. The event celebrates the heritage of the Zwangendaba Ngoni of Mzimba, Malawi, besides promoting unity among different cultures. FGH Head of Marketing, Levin Kunika, says they appreciate cultural heritage as an integral part of national development.
As you are aware, FGH Bank PLC is a homegrown bank and therefore looks at culture as a very important vehicle for fostering and promoting national development. As you are aware, in any country we need cultural diversity, but also we need to protect the cultural heritage of various people. And this year for Umthetho, it's also a special year. If you look at their theme, they are looking at uniting the people against climate change, meaning that there will be sharing a message on how the people can begin to take care of the environment so that communities, future generations should have a better world to live in. So we feel it's very critical. Another addition is also with culture comes an attraction as a country for purposes of tourism. So culture also attracts foreigners to come and visit the country, which in itself is key for national development.
A member of the organizing committee, Sangwani Hara, says this year's event is special as the Ngonis will also be celebrating the 10th anniversary of His Royal Majesty Inkosi Yamakosi Mpelwa V.
The event this year is part of the annual celebrations that we hold, but specifically this year we'll also be celebrating 10 years of the reign of His Royal Highness Inkosi Yamakosi Mpelwa V, and because of that 10th anniversary, some very important delegates are attending the event. As you might be aware, His Excellency, the State President, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, will be attending the event. Apart from that, the guest of honor is His Royal Highness, the King Msizulu of the Zulu Nation in South Africa. These are just the two dignitaries, apart from many others that will be attending the event.
King Msizulu Zwelithini of the Zulu Nation in South Africa and President Lazarus Chakwera are expected to attend the event, which has attracted guests from South Africa, Zambia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe. Well, that's the news for now, but before we go, the headlines again. President Chakwera shares his frustrations over hate speeches bordering on the death of late Chilima and 8 others. UTM feels vindicated with Tourism Minister Vera Kamtugule's defection to Malawi Congress Party. And in other news, court sets August 6th for its ruling on an application to nullify MCP resolution barring new members from contesting. You can get more on these and other stories by visiting www.times.mw, liking and following our Facebook page, Times 360 Malawi, X at Times 360 Malawi, and by subscribing to 1895 by dialing *1895#. I'm Tabi Kamangala Munifumbo. Goodbye.